you remember the story from the Bible about the Good Samaritan? We are taught at an early age about the man out walking alone who was attacked and beaten and robbed of everything he had and left to die. We were also taught about the many people who had the opportunity to help him, but out of either fear or disgust, they chose to walk on by and leave him to his fate. Then finally, Luke 10:33 tells us, a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion at the sight. It's easy to pull out the lesson we are to take away here. Kindness and mercy are not only the best choice, they can actually change a person's life. In the case of the attacked and beaten man, they literally saved his life. Now, we don't go around every day walking up on people who are in such situations on the street, but we do have multiple opportunities around us each day to show acts of kindness and mercy to others. Just think what you, your family, our workplace, community, country, and even our world could be if we harnessed and multiplied all this kindness and mercy. Let me share a story with you about just that. It was shared with me by a friend, and it's called Little Starfish. In certain parts of the world, there are beaches that after the tide goes down, they are covered by millions of little sea stars, totally defenseless since they have not yet developed their shells. Their delicate skin can't stand the heat of the sun, and they end up dying. One day, walking along the beach, I noticed a boy who bent down every few moments, was scooping up something from the sand and threw it into the sea. He did the same thing over and over again. As soon as I got closer, I realized that the boy was picking up the fragile starfish, and one by one, he was throwing them back into the sea. Intrigued, I asked him why he was doing that, and he replied, "I'm putting these starfish back into the water. As you can see, the tide is low, and if I don't dump them out quick, they'll die here, dehydrated." "Well, I understand," I said, "but there must be millions of starfish on the beach, and you could never return them all. There are too many. Perhaps you have not realized that this same thing probably happens in hundreds of beaches along the coast. Are you not doing something that does not make any sense at all?" The boy smiled and leaned over, took another starfish, and while he threw it back into the sea, he replied, "For this one, it did make sense. For this one, and this one too." I smiled, leaned over, took a starfish, while I said, "Well, and for this one, and this one, and this one." Other people who were watching and listening to what was happening took the same attitude. At one point, there were hundreds of us. A chorus could be heard from afar that said, "And for this one, and this one, and this one too." Every act of love that we do for our loved ones, our friends, our co-workers, acquaintances or not, is a little star that you return to the sea. I know that in this complicated and materialistic world, a single gesture of tenderness and solidarity may not be enough. But if we join together, as on the beach, we will achieve a greater chance that millions of souls in this world can have a hope of life and live in peace in the quiet and placid waters of God. Remember that a little spark of kindness can put a colossal burst of sunshine into somebody's day. Mother Teresa said, "Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time, and always start with the person nearest you." And in her own kind way, she was simply reminding us what Jesus has been telling us for over 2021 years. Be kind to one another. Blessings.